Before this video ends, you may realize something uncomfortable. Some people spend their entire lives working and never understand why money keeps escaping them. Not because they are stupid, not because they are lazy, but because they were trained to follow rules designed for survival, not freedom. And the most dangerous part? Most people never notice it happening. From childhood, people are programmed carefully. Go to school, obey authority, work harder, stay busy, consume more. But almost nobody teaches the hidden rules that quietly control financial reality. What if modern life was designed to keep people distracted, stressed, and permanently dependent? Tonight, you're going to see the invisible patterns that shape how millions of people think about money without realizing it. And once you see these patterns, you cannot unsee them. Because later in this video, I'll reveal why intelligent people still stay broke, why some debt destroys lives while other debt creates freedom, why wealthy people protect attention more than money, and the disturbing psychological trap that keeps average people financially exhausted for decades. This is not just a video about money. It's about control, identity, distraction, and the invisible system most people never escape. Part 1. The first money lie. From childhood, most people hear the same advice. Study hard, get a stable job, work safely, avoid risk. Sounds responsible, but there's a hidden problem. Nobody teaches people how money actually behaves. Most schools train workers, not owners. People learn math, but not investing. People learn history, but not financial psychology. People learn obedience, but not leverage. Why are people taught how to pass exams, but almost never taught how debt, investing, taxes, or cash flow actually work? And who benefits when millions of people stay financially dependent? A man in Texas spent 20 years doing everything society told him to do. No vacations without guilt, no real freedom, no financial peace. Every month, his paycheck disappeared faster than it arrived. And one night, he asked himself something terrifying. If I've worked this hard for this long, why do I still feel financially fragile? That question changed his life. Because for the first time, he stopped asking, how do I earn money? And started asking, how does money work? Millions of people spend decades chasing income without understanding cash flow. And that confusion silently steals years. But money is only the surface layer of the problem, because the next trap is emotional. Part 2. The invisible difference. Average people often ask, how much does this cost? Wealthy people often ask, will this create future value? That difference changes everything. Because poor financial decisions are often emotional, fast pleasure, impulse spending, status buying. Meanwhile, wealthy thinking is usually long-term. A young woman in California bought luxury items every month. Designer bags, expensive dinners, weekend escapes. Online, she looked successful. Offline, she was drowning in stress. Then she met a retired investor. He asked, are you buying assets or emotional approval? Silence. That sentence haunted her. Have you noticed how modern culture constantly tells people to buy more, but rarely teaches emotional control? What if many people are not spending money to feel successful, but spending money to avoid feeling insecure? Sometimes people don't spend money to impress others. They spend money to escape insecurity. And if emotional spending controls your decisions, you can earn more every year and still stay trapped. But there's another hidden rule wealthy people understand early: time. Part 3. The money rule about time. Most people trade time for money. Wealthy people try to build systems where money works even when they sleep. That is one of the biggest mindset shifts in financial history. Have you noticed? Many people work harder every year without becoming freer. Why? Because effort alone does not guarantee freedom. Direction matters. A delivery driver in London worked 12 hours daily. One night, he realized something painful. If he stopped working, his income stopped instantly. That terrified him. So he began learning digital skills at night. 1 hour every day. Slowly, that single hour changed his future.
Small, invisible habits create massive long-term outcomes. What happens if someone works harder every year, but never becomes freer? At what point does survival quietly become a trap? Most people still believe hard work alone guarantees security, but the economy is changing faster than many realize. AI systems are replacing repetitive work. Automation is reducing predictable labor. Entire industries may transform within a decade. And the uncomfortable truth? Millions of people are financially unprepared for that future. Because in the modern world, skills age quickly, and financial ignorance becomes expensive.
Part 4. Why debt destroys some people. Most people fear debt, and honestly, some debt is dangerous. But here's the hidden truth. Not all debt works the same way. Consumer debt often buys temporary pleasure. Wealth-building debt can sometimes create future income. That difference matters. 2 friends borrowed money. One bought luxury upgrades, new phone, new car, status lifestyle. The other invested in skills and building a business. 5 years later, one was financially stressed. The other created income streams. Same concept, different mindset, different future. Why do schools warn people about failure, but almost never explain the difference between destructive debt and strategic debt? And why do so many people stay trapped buying liabilities while believing they're building success? Some purchases quietly steal your future, but money problems are often not mathematical. They are psychological. Part 5. The psychology of staying broke. People think financial success is only about knowledge, but emotions control behavior. Fear, comparison, ego, stress, impulse. These silently shape money decisions. Have you ever bought something just to feel better emotionally? Most people have. That's emotional spending. And modern marketing understands this perfectly. Advertisements rarely sell products. They sell identity, status, belonging, confidence. A man in New York kept upgrading his lifestyle every year. Better apartment, better clothes, better car. But privately, he admitted something painful. No matter how much I buy, I still feel behind. Have you noticed, the more connected society becomes online, the more anxious and financially pressured people seem to feel? What if comparison has become one of the most profitable industries in modern life? A person addicted to comparison can never feel financially peaceful. And social media made comparison global. Millions now compare their real life to edited illusions. That creates anxiety. Anxiety creates impulse decisions. Impulse decisions create financial instability. Part 6. The wealth rule of focus. Attention became one of the most valuable resources in modern society, and distracted people rarely build extraordinary lives. How many hours disappear every week through scrolling alone? Now multiply that by 10 years. That number becomes terrifying. A university student in Canada tracked his screen time, 47 hours per week. Almost a full-time job, but none of it improved his future. That realization shocked him. So he replaced 1 hour of scrolling with learning, then 2. 1 year later, he had new skills, new confidence, new income opportunities. Focus compounds, just like money. What if distraction is not accidental? What if the modern economy profits from... Part 7. The lifestyle trap. As income rises, many people increase spending automatically. Better car, bigger apartment, more expensive habits. Externally, it looks successful. Internally, financial pressure keeps growing. Some people earn 6 figures and still live paycheck to paycheck. Because lifestyle expanded faster than wisdom. Are you building wealth or only upgrading appearance? A tech worker in Seattle doubled his salary, but his stress remained. Why? Because every raise became a lifestyle upgrade. Nothing was building long-term security. Then one mentor told him, freedom is not about looking wealthy, it's about needing less to feel stable. That sentence changed his mindset forever. Why do so many high-income people still feel financially trapped? If more money automatically created freedom, why are so many successful people still stressed?
Real wealth often looks quieter than people expect.
Part 8. The hidden rule of compounding. Most people underestimate small repeated actions, but compounding changes everything. Money compounds, habits compound, knowledge compounds, health compounds. And unfortunately, so do bad decisions. Tiny daily behaviors repeated for years can completely reshape a life. What are your habits compounding toward right now? Stress, debt, growth, discipline? A young man in Amsterdam saved and invested small amounts consistently for years. Friends mocked him, said it was too slow. But slowly, those small decisions created stability, options, freedom. Most transformation feels invisible, until one day it becomes undeniable.
Final part. The rule of identity. Your financial life follows your identity. If someone believes, "I'll always struggle, I'm bad with money, people like me never become wealthy," their actions slowly align with those beliefs, because the brain searches for evidence to confirm identity. That means your future is influenced by the story you repeat about yourself. What if the biggest financial prison is the story someone repeats about themselves every day? And what happens when a person finally changes that story? A woman in Europe once said, "The moment I stopped seeing myself as financially broken, I started making different decisions." That shift changed everything. One day, most people wake up and realize something painful. Years disappeared. Stress became normal. Distraction became lifestyle. And survival replaced purpose. But some people make a different decision. They stop drifting. They start rebuilding. Slowly, quietly, consistently. And over time, their entire future changes. Not because of luck, but because awareness changed behavior. You do not need to become perfect overnight. You only need to stop moving blindly. One skill can change income. One habit can change discipline. 1 year of focus can change identity.